Hey, Positive Pathers, it's Keenan here for this second week's live. So I want to talk to you guys about today what I've come to call the A factor. The A factor is what I'm talking about what happens to a lot of us here in our culture, especially here in the West where it's super busy and life is just all like nonstop. And when I say the A factor, I mean anxiety. Anxiety has been on the rise for the past several decades for a plethora of reasons. I encourage you guys to go online, check it out, and educate yourselves a little bit about this. But I'm talking mainly to those of you who have wrestled with anxiety or have someone that you love in your life or in your professional life that has an anxiety issue that is spilling over into your own life. And that's kind of why I dubbed it the A factor. It has a factor, it has a ramification, a consequence on all areas of your life. The reason I know about this, I'm going to get a little bit personal today with you guys. Do that from time to time. Share a story or two out of my son's journey. A few years back, I was having about 3-4 years back, I was having a huge problem with anxiety. Had doctors when I wasn't sure what was wrong. I felt awful all the time. There was nothing on the surface that was really going wrong, but I wasn't quite sure. Didn't quite feel right, and I wasn't quite sure why. Wasn't familiar with the anxiety. Dated a girl for a while that had an anxiety issue. I just always thought she was stressed out. Tried to help her as best I could, but I didn't really understand what anxiety was until I walked through it. Once I walked through it and got educated on it, started meeting with my doctors, Western doctors, and seeing what they thought of it. I had neurologists and everybody else looking at me. They wanted to put me on medication. I didn't want to go that route. I tried one medication in particular and woke up in my car going about 75, 80 miles an hour on a major freeway about to sail off the side of a mountain ledge. The little reflector things, the little bump things are what woke me up. Otherwise, you'd be watching somebody else's video today. Obviously, that was the last day that I did that, and I changed doctors. So after going through this crazy journey and as Positive Path and the idea of Positive Path was beginning to be formed and we were getting excited about launching, I recognized that although we deal with, primarily fitness and clean nutrition and a chemical-free home, that's the important part on the physical plane, but on the more emotional and mental plane, which those work in synergy with each other. If one's not right, the other one's not going to feel good either, right? You can feel great mentally, but if you're lethargic and low energy because you never get enough exercise, or you're not hydrating enough, or you're using products in your home that are chemical laden and are constantly attacking your immunity, you're not going to feel anywhere near your best. And the same thing works in reverse when you're having a problem with depression or anxiety or something like that. So for today's live, I'm talking about anxiety, the A factor. If you're dealing with that, I wanted to give you guys some steps on how I got out of it. First things first is that I began to change my mindset. And I know we hear a lot about this where it's like, oh yeah, mindset, the positive thinking. I'm not so much talking about positive thinking. I mean, I am, obviously. There's Positive Path's message is obviously about positivity in large part. But I'm also talking about looking at things differently by educating yourself. I'm talking about getting in depth on reading some books about how the human brain works and what you can do to overcome those thought processes, because everything starts with a thought. Everything in your life right now that is a physical reality started originally as a thought in your brain. And I think most of us know that, but I think most of us, or a lot of us at least, forget that. I know I have to remind myself all the time. So I wanted to encourage you guys to see that this is something that you can overcome. You don't have to live with it. That was the biggest lie that I was going through, is like, oh my God, I'm gonna suffer with this for the rest of my life. And you know what? I didn't have to, and I don't have that problem anymore. But it took some proactive steps on my part, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So again, mindset. How I would suggest how I did this was I started getting books. I love to read. I know a lot of people out there, not everybody loves to sit down with a book. That's one of my favorite things to do. But you know what? You don't have to sit down with Audible. Download Audible. They're not advertising with us. I get no kind of kickback. I'm just telling you, they are a great tool if you don't have the wherewithal, or maybe you do, but you just don't have the time to sit down and crack a book and sit on your couch. You can drive around town, turn your car into a mobile classroom. I'm not the first person to dub it that, but it's exactly what it is. Start to re-educate your mind and get it away from those ruts of anxiety. Neuroplasticity is something I'm talking a lot. I talk about in my upcoming book that's going to be released later this year, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan. Neuroplasticity, in a quick nutshell, is the human brain is malleable. Okay, we can change it. The anxiety is a learned response, which means you can therefore unlearn it. So I want to encourage you guys to keep that in mind. That puts the power back into your hands. It also gives you hope. So mindset is number one on our list. There's 3 points I'm going to go over with you guys today. I try to keep it short and sweet and simple, which makes it effective and efficient. So mindset, number one. Okay, don't forget that. That's huge. If you want an action item with that, go download Audible and start finding some books. If you want some suggestions on books, shoot me a PM, comments below this post, or you can go to positivepathlife.com. Go to the contact us page, ask some questions. That'll come to me or one of the other coaches, and we will get back to you promptly with some suggested reading. Again, this is just the very first step. These are tools that I've used. They are no way affiliated with us in business. It's just great tools that I've come across in my journey that I'm sharing with you guys for free. 2 is sleep. Full disclosure, I still suck at this because I am a full-time single dad and running around all the time and just go, which I know you guys are, probably a lot of you guys are as well, but I'm pointing one finger at you and 2 back at myself with a lot of love and just saying, guys, you need sleep. Obviously, we all know that 8 hours is suggested. 8 hours isn't always doable, but reach for that. Have that be a benchmark goal that you go for. But this is the caveat with that. When you have anxiety and an anxiety attack comes on, it's really not, the thing about the A factor is it doesn't really care about your schedule at all, and it certainly didn't care about mine. So if I'd have an anxiety attack, wake up to get a drink of water or use the restroom at 2:30 in the morning with all intent of going right back to sleep, and my thoughts started racing about this or that or the other thing that was on my mind or a concern at that time, I was wide awake, full-blown anxiety attack, laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, sweating profusely. I can hear nothing but my heart pounding out of my chest. Obviously, that's not conducive with going to sleep. You're not going back to sleep. Now you're up all night. It gets worse. Then you wake up in the morning, or you don't ever go back to sleep or wake up. You get up the next day and you feel twice as worse because you just went through an anxiety attack, which a lot of times parlays itself into another anxiety attack. And then you, oops, my battery's getting low. And then on top of that, you got no sleep. So you're a zombie the next day, and we all have to still have responsibilities, kids, work, career, marriages, grocery shopping, whatever it is, So it compounds on itself in kind of the worst kind of way. What I used to overcome that, and I wasn't taking medication. I'm not telling you guys you should or you shouldn't. That's between you and yourself and your family, and your doctor. Hopefully you've got a really good one. But obviously, Positive Path is a lot more on the holistic side. Western medicine is fantastic, huge fan. But there's also a large place for holistic medicine and holistic wellness, just tools. And so that is what helped me. Nothing else worked. And I didn't want to walk around like a zombie taking sleeping pills. So I was unwilling to do that. And I told you guys earlier in this post about how, one of them almost ended my life by me falling asleep at the wheel. And no, I did not take it right before I was driving. It was from the night before. So even when you follow the instructions, guys, proceed with caution. But anyway, back to the sleep. So I was getting I wasn't getting any sleep. I had a friend approach me and say, hey, try these natural products. Give them a try. Totally thought that they weren't going to work. They weren't strong. They weren't chemically based. They weren't something that was going to knock me out and help me wake up in the morning. I was very much a very healthy skeptic on it. But I tried them anyway because I was desperate. So for those of you that are just done with anxiety, done with dealing with the A factor in your life and how it's no doubt spilling over into, causing problems in relationships, it certainly did in mine, in one relationship in particular, and had a hand in actually ending that friendship eventually, which was unfortunate because I love my friends and I don't lose them very often. It's very rare. So I took that as a big deal, and it was also a huge wake-up call to me for several reasons. But what I did to help initially get me to sleep, a full night's sleep, is I pulled these off, and these are opened, and I use them all the time. So they're not going to be super pretty. They're not brand new bottles, but one is called Stress Away. It's an essential oil. It's a blend by the company that Positive Path uses. We only use one company, Young Living's products. I've been to their farm. It's the cleanest products I've come across and been able to find. The other one is good old lavender. Also by Young Living's lavender. They're clean. They grow their own botanicals, their own plants. They distill on site, and they bottle right there, and their shipping is right down the street, literally. So it's very clean, and the quality control, you can watch it, and I have watched it from start to finish. So it's from seed to seal is what they call it, and they're right, it's clean. Those are the two that a friend said, hey, try this in a diffuser, just essential oil diffuser, that she also let me, I bought it, I think, after trying hers. I'm trying to remember exactly how it went down, that I was able to get from Young Living. I put it in my room, plugged it in, put it on the floor, like, I don't know, 5 feet from my bed, thinking this thing is, whatever, it smells nice. And I laid my head in the pillow, and then I would love to tell you an amazing story right now, except I don't remember what happened after that, because I fell asleep. I was out cold. I woke up the next morning. Guys, I wake up at 5 every morning to get my run out of the way on the coast here, get my workout done before I get my son up to go to school, which I know you guys have, are just as busy. I woke up feeling like $1 million like I used to before anxiety, before the A factor like took over my life for a couple years. And I was hooked. I was like, this works. And I don't feel groggy. I didn't have to take some pill. These oils it smells nice. So I bought a kit. Which these oils came in, and I got the diffusers with it. That's one of the main ways that Positive Path clients get started is with the wellness kit. They call it their premium starter kit. I call it the wellness kit because that's what it did for me. It started to make me well. And that's how I got my start with it. And that's what helped me fall asleep and stay asleep and wake up feeling like $1 million. And then I've had 1 million great testimonials that I can share in later posts. Have some other people, some past clients, some friends come on and share as well. But I wanted to share with you guys, there's no way I can talk about anxiety, which is a part of living a whole, healthy, positive, just vibrant life, if you're wrestling with anxiety on the daily. It's not possible. It's like oil and water. They do not mix. And anybody that either has anxiety, is wrestling with it, or has someone in their life that they love that's going through it, knows that that's very true. So those are the 3 steps I'm giving you guys today. Mindset, okay? Sleep. You guys need sleep. Shoot for those 8 hours. I know that's not always doable, but shoot for it. Use it as a benchmark. If you're having problems sleeping or having problems relaxing throughout the day, there's wellness products that we can help you with here at Positive Path that we'd love to provide to you to help get it going. And we'd love to hear testimonials on that, because creating value for you guys is what we're here for. And being able to provide and sell products to you that we feel really good about and that we use ourselves is a benchmark to what Positive Path is all about. So I work products in here and there to let you guys know what we're talking about, what a Positive Path product looks like, the company that we use and why we use them. So, and also just so you know, Stressway, even though it's obviously that's not the name of a plant, it's a proprietary blend, which also has lavender in it and cedarwood and a few other vanilla lime oils. I carry this stuff with me in my car. I have a 4Runner, and it's in my little center console. It goes in the back of the neck, right here on the right, kind of where a woman would, try perfume. It smells really good, but the skin's really thin there. So it goes straight into your bloodstream. And you guys look up essential oils online. You go to a third party that has nothing to do with Positive Path or Young Living, and start educating yourself on how a clean, true essential oil, not that crap that you buy in the store, but one that is just completely clean, that doesn't have a bunch of biochemicals or is cut with some, an oil that's not an essential oil, but a true essential oil, how it interacts with the human body. And you guys will begin to understand what I mean by this when I say this is something that this is like my co-pilot throughout the day when I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. This is something I can reach for, and I'm good to go on the spot. It's easy, it's inexpensive, and it's highly effective. So mindset, number 1, okay, Audible, or get a good old-fashioned paper book. I like that. Kindle, if you like to go that route. My friends tease me I haven't got a Kindle yet. Start changing your mindset. Remember, look up neuroplasticity. Check it out. Educate yourselves. It'll start to change the way you think, which will change your thoughts, which will change the way you feel, which will go directly against feeling anxiety, and will work against having an anxiety attack, which I think we're all in agreement that's a great thing. Sleep, and again, to use holistic, healthy products to help offset anxiety and to also just be in all around better wellness throughout your day is, you guys, we've got a full line of that, and we want to talk to you about how you can use those more and more. That's why we provide all this free education. So take advantage of that. We welcome questions, comments below. You guys know where to find us, positivepathlife.com. click the Contact Us tab. If you're ready to get started with a full-on wellness assessment, we have that. There's a tab on the website as well. It's $99 wellness assessment with one of our coaches. We'll get you set up, we'll get you moving forward in the right way, and we'll give you the education and the base in 60 minutes that you'll walk out with the confidence that you didn't have when you came in to know how to take the next step to a life of true wellness, whether it's effective fitness, clean nutrition, a chemical-free home for you and your family, whatever it might be, or a combination thereof. It's, again, as you guys know, we've said this a million times, it's custom fit to you and meant to fit directly into your life and where your lifestyle's at right now. So you guys, hope you got a lot of value out of this. I love doing these posts with you guys. I obviously feel pretty passionate about this because I know how damaging it can be, but I also know how awesome it is when you see somebody overcome anxiety and no longer have what I call the A factor in their life, because it's a beautiful thing when you see somebody get over that. So I encourage you guys to take the first step, reach out to us, and thanks for checking us out. We appreciate so much your time. Have a great rest of the week. We'll talk to you soon. Make it a positive path day.